Doing a daily review of my practice helps me to consolidate learning that's already happened. It also helps me to identify gaps in students' learning. I can give immediate feedback to the students then at their point of need, or I can then use that to plan for future lessons.
Fantastic. This time I'm going to say the word, you're going to say the sound. Sounds good?
Sounds great.
The word is bump. What is the word?
Bump.
What are the sounds?
Bump.
The word is melt. What is the word?
Melt.
What are the sounds?
Melt.
The word is sand. What is the word?
Sand.
What are the sounds?
So checking for student understanding is essential throughout a lesson. It has to be done frequently. So students need to be engaged consistently and giving me feedback throughout the lesson so I know when I can and cannot move on. Who can remember what HDI stands for? Tamsin, thank you.
Human Development Index.
She's got it. What does HDI stand for, everyone?
Human Development Index.
Well done, thank you, Year 10s. Now we're going to partner up for this one. You can use your reference map in your notebook to help you if needed, but I would like partner A, they're sitting closest to the windows. Can you please list 3 countries which are classified as developed? And partner B, closest to the side here, list 3 countries which are classified as developing.
During a daily review, if I notice that less than 80% of students have mastered the content, then I'm able to say, okay, this is going to become a reteach moment, and I'll park that and I'll put it aside and I'll say, okay, that needs to be explicitly taught again. Okay, this time, which 2 sentences use brink correctly? Read with me. The soccer ball rolled on the brink of the field. The children stood on the brink of the playground, eager to start their recess. The cat stopped at the brink of the window, peering out the birds. Iron Man stood inside the brink of the building. So which 2 on your boards? Is it A, B, C or D? Remember, there's 2 that are correct. Okay, you have about 5 seconds left. Okay, 3, 2, 1, chin your boards. Okay, great job. All right, Brooklyn, what are the answers?
So the daily review should be quite pacey. It should be fast. It should be super engaging the whole time. So we use a variety of engagement norms. I'll use the mini whiteboards. I'll use a choral response, so students use their voices to respond. Sometimes we have ones where they get to vote using 1, 2 or 3 or 4 fingers. And we like to mix it up, and also the types of questions that are asked as well. So it's not just recite and recall. We also ask students to apply. So we might give them some word problems, like some real life word problems, just to mix it up and keep it super fast and pacey and engaging for the kids. All right, we're going to start our daily review. When you see a yellow symbol, you'll use your choral response. When you see a blue symbol, you'll use your mini whiteboard. Okay. 4 times 5, 20. Go. Okay. What is the big number that we are dividing? We are dividing 24. 24 divided into groups of 6 is 4.
When we're designing our daily reviews, we plan that content and we select that content really, really carefully. As a school, we understand that the best retrieval practice is spaced and interleaved. So we look at what's been on the curriculum for that year. We use a kind of a map where we plan it out so that learning is in for a couple of weeks after it's just been taught. We leave it out and give students the opportunity to forget, and then we bring it back in multiple points throughout the rest of the year just to make sure that it's really solid and that they can take that learning and then apply it to different situations. All right, chinning your boards in 3, 2, 1, and done. Chin your boards. And budgery to those people who got all of the challenge and all of the super challenge done as well. Fantastic job. I'm going to put the answers up now. Turn your board around. Check your answers.
Yes.
For our students, we know if some of that key content is automatic, it frees up their working memory to deal with whatever is the new part that you're exposing them to in that lesson. So daily review gives them the opportunity to build towards automaticity. It also gives them the opportunity to practice in multiple different ways and in different contexts the learning that you're trying to get to become automatic. I think it's critical for students to have that success at repetition and practice every day, and then when they come to that content or they use that content in a lesson, they can draw back on that from your previous practice. Trent, is this one a double?
No,
Why not?
because it has 4 plus 6 equals 10, but the other one's right because it says 4 plus 4 equals 8.
Audrey, what a great explanation, and you are correct. That one is not a double.
So also during that Do Now and Daily Review, I noticed that there were a couple of students who hadn't remembered it as well as I wanted them to. So then that kind of gave me some insight into how I should run the lesson with them specifically. And even though I had 80% and I felt I could move on with the rest of the class, I know that I needed to go back to those students during the lesson and that they would need a little bit of extra support and scaffolding in order to find success with unit pricing. All right, guys, in 5 more seconds, I want to see your boards up. There's 1,000 grams in a kilogram. Yeah, 2 times by 1,000. So it's 50 to 1,000. Can I see boards up? 3, 2, and 1. Boards up. Beautiful. What have you got? Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, pop it down. So I'm just going to ask a couple of people. So let's do A and C.
My advice for teachers that want to incorporate a daily review into their practice is to just start small. Look at one of the concepts you've already taught and pull out 1 or 2 basic skills from that concept.